last week. I didn't hear last week. I said, so far this year, Joe is one of the bottom three. Last week. I didn't hear last week. I said, so far this year, Joe is one of the bottom three.
it's funny. It's a unique position for the Baltimore Blast. They're not used to not occupying first place in the division in this league. So great effort by Florida last week as they came out. They gave a lot of energy. They got off to a 4-1 lead over the Blast. Blast roared back to tie it, but Florida with an outstanding skill goal in the last 19 seconds to win the game have really kind of staked their claim to the division right now. But it's a big time for the Blast because the Blast know with the next 3 games at home, they can get out of this stretch 5-1 and be right perched atop or competing for that top spot in the MASL's Eastern Division.
Competitive this year in the division than it's ever been. Only 1 goal separates the 4 teams in terms of goal differential.
It's amazing to see a team as good as Syracuse has played and sit there at the bottom of the division right now at 1-3. So it's been kind of intriguing the way the first few games have unfolded, especially for the Blast. And Danny Kelly made this point in the locker room before the game. Every game's been decided by 1 goal. So you got to dig in. You got to make sure every possession counts. You got to make sure every time you're on the field, that one thing that you do could determine the outcome of a game. That's where the Blast are right now.
First time ever the Blast take on the Ontario Fury. For more on the Fury, let's head down to the field for Andrew Primrose. Andy?
Well, thanks, guys. And you mentioned a packed house, real loud crowd down here tonight. The Parade of Champions on the field. And they're excited to see the Blast take on the Ontario Fury for the first time. Of course, one of the learning things is the Blast came into this league was learning that Ontario, not the Ontario in Canada, but this is actually Ontario, California. Town located about 35 miles east of Los Angeles. The Fury came into the PASL 4 seasons ago, had 1 season in the PSL, and for the last 3 years have been in the MASL, and have achieved some pretty good success in the Pacific Division, finishing back-to-back years in second place with 12-8 records. They play in front of 9,700 fans at home, the capacity of the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario, California, and they're coming here to Baltimore for the first time playing on this small field.
Ontario coming off a loss, a shutout at San Diego, 8-0. Chris Toth is first of the career, 16 shots faced, 16 saves. We'll see how Ontario bounces back. Both of these teams had last week off, so we'll see what kind of legs they have here tonight. We'll lay out for the anthem and come back with more pregame right after this.
With our national anthem performed tonight by the Hot Spring Elementary School.
Back at you here from the CQ Arena in Towson, Maryland. Gary Stein, Paul Mittermeier, Andrew Primrose. Blast and the Ontario Fury. Blast are 2-1, trail Florida by a half game in the East. Ontario 2-2, trailing San Diego by 2 games in the West. Ontario coached by Bernie Lilivoy, who is a familiar name to indoor soccer fans all the way back to the old NPSL days back in the 1990s. Played for Cincinnati, played for Harrisburg for a couple of years, and then for the Cleveland Force before he hung them up. Actually, the Cleveland Crunch at that time. Meanwhile, the Blast, of course, coached by Danny Kelly, assisted by David Bascom in their 12th season together. 9 finals appearances, 5 championships. Quite a record for the tandem.
That's not bad. That's not bad, right?
Yeah, Kelly and David Bascom. Blast, as you mentioned.
Gary, look at how crowded this field is.
Packed.
It's packed.
Sold out arena tonight.
I'm going to propose to
who?
To Mike Conway and Kevin Healy. I want to have every fan on the field for Parade of Champions night, and see if you could fit every fan in the Towson or in the CQ Arena on the field before
I'm
the game.
still not sure how we're going to fit them all in the seats. I think somebody's going to have to sit in one of your laps.
I think it is standing room only tonight. There's no doubt about it. Well, you know what? That's a good feeling. I mean, they were close. Opening night was pretty good. I think they were 200 shy of a sellout. But tonight, definitely, it will be a sellout here at the arena. In goal tonight for Ontario, Jose Miranda out of Corona, California. He's 2-2 on the year with a 663 goals against. William Vanzella in goal for the Blast as usual. Vanzella on the year, 2-1, a 606 goals against, and a 640 save percentage. And if you're just kind of figuring out that we're in a smaller arena now, those numbers may sound inflated. But I got to tell you something. He has played terrific, at least in the 2 games that we saw here at the arena.
Yeah, the biggest thing we've talked about in watching the first 2 games here has been just the level of action and has risen so high. There's always something going on. There's always shots on goal. And William has really stepped up and played well in goal, facing obviously more shots than he's been accustomed to at the old Royal Farms Arena, and he's still been up to the challenge. And got to remember, too, that a lot of those goals have been 6 attacker goals. I believe it was 3, right?
Or it was at least 3 or 4.
3 or 4 against Cedar Rapids, and then 2 last time in their win as well here in Game 2. So, it's been playing out of his mind. It really has.
It's funny you talk about shots. You know, I've documented, and we've talked about this often, how few shots William has faced over the years at the old arena because the Blast play that, low tempo, ragged around kind of ball. Even this year, and I thought the shots would be in the 20s. He's only faced 16 and a half shots a game.
Yeah, they've still done a good job. They've still done a good job of possessing and controlling tempo while they've been here at home. And that's going to be a key for them, too. I mean, obviously, if things get out of hand and you kind of lose that edge, you can see a 30, 40, 45-shot game, and that's something you want to stay away from.
Speaking of the small field, last night in Sonora, which is even smaller than this, not in length, but in width, about 20 feet less wide, Sonora and Rio Grande Valley, a great game, 14-13, the final, Sonora winning it. Sonora had a 4-goal lead late in that game. Rio Grande Valley came back and took the lead in regulation, but it was a Daniel Lopez goal that won it for Sonora in overtime. Meanwhile, tonight in the MASL, a bunch of games going on. We'll get you caught up. The Blast and the Fury, of course, here. Everybody in the East plays tonight. The Tropics are hosting the Knights. The Heat is hosting the Ambush. Also in the Central, the Wave and the Comets will be up in Milwaukee tonight. The Stars and Sockers are out west, so a big night in the MASL. And for Blast fans, this is just the opener of a 2-game set over the weekend. Tomorrow night, special start time now every Saturday here at the CQ, 6:05 game time. It'll be the Blast against the St. Louis Ambush in the second game of a 2-game set at home for the Blast this weekend.
Yeah, definitely, looking at the 3 home games, chance to go 5-1, especially that December 10th game at home against the Florida Tropics, who beat the Blast last weekend. 2 weekends ago, right after they beat Syracuse here the night before.
And then after the Blast take on Florida at home, they go on the road for 4 straight to close out the calendar year. And listen to this schedule: at Florida, at Harrisburg, at Kansas City, and at Cedar Rapids.
Both of those back-to-backs.
That's going to be a tough 4-game stretch. You're right, back-to-backs on the weekend of the 15th and 16th and the 30th and 31st. So the Parade of Champions, slowly but surely, exit the field. Let's get you the starting lineups for the Fury. It'll be number 10, Leonardo de Oliveira, 11, Charlie Gonzalez, 18, Tiago Concalves, 21, Macon de Abreu, and 23, Israel Cisse. And the goalkeeper will be Jose Miranda. For the Blast, it'll be 11, Tony Donatelli, 22, Juan Pereira, 28, Vinny Dantas, 26, Elton de Oliveira, 9, Pat Healy, and in goal, William Vanzella for the Blast.
One of the storylines for the Blast tonight, a healthy stretch as Daniel Peruzzi not in the lineup tonight. And Marco Nascimento has played well, scored a goal down in Florida, and Danny Kelly's really loved what he's brought to the table here for the Blast in 2017.
Nascimento wears number 19. He's got a goal and an assist on the season. 2 points in 3 games. Blast led by Vinny Dantas. 5 goals and 3 assists, 8 points in 2 games. And then up next, Tony Donatelli, 4 points in the 2 games. Blast made a couple of moves this week, by the way, signing Nick Tate to a contract, local out of Silver Spring, Maryland, recent graduate of St. Mary's College. Also, Blast signing John Orlando, grew up playing locally in the D.C. area. More recently, Orlando played professionally for North Carolina Football Club as a midfielder. And so we'll see what they can bring to the club.
Well, Tate in the lineup tonight, Orlando not.
Yeah, that's you mentioned Peruzzi being down. Tate taking that spot in the roster today, or the spot in the lineup. Be interesting to see what Tate does, fixing into this defense-first philosophy for the Blast.
Nick Tate wearing number 16. Peruzzi had so much promise last year, Paul. 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in 8 games. Played in every playoff game.
Well, I think the key with Peruzzi is not the offense. You know that talent's there. It's similar to several guys that have come over playing a different style of soccer, and they get here and you got to learn how to play the Blast way. And I think Peruzzi learning that, and as he's making that transition from a special talent to a full-time player, he's starting to learn that. And I think Danny Kelly taking the opportunity of back-to-back home games to get him a chance to watch and learn.
Ontario will start with it. De Oliveira in the circle. He's their leading scorer, 11 points in 4 games, 4 goals, 7 assists. They are not used to playing on the small field. We'll see how Ontario adjusts to that, and we'll see how the Blast continue to learn it. Nice ball inside right away. Miranda right there for Ontario. The little tap-in try by Juwan Pereira.
Pereira tried to look a little fancy there. I think he could have settled there and had his way with the keeper, but he tried that quick touch and didn't quite work out for him.
Vanzella equal to the task on the first shot. Here's a steal for Ontario in the midfield. De Oliveira met in the corner by Elton De Oliveira. Well, that's going to be good for us tonight. And the Blast now will chase it in the corner. Juwan Pereira along with De Oliveira.
Well, Blast doing a nice job of pressuring right now.
Well, one thing you can see right off the bat, the difference between the previous 2 home games for the Blast, the energy level and enthusiasm level of Blast is up high coming out. Both games early on in the regular season, earlier in this season, the Blast have struggled early on. Right now, the energy level's high.
Second unit on for the Blast, which includes Lucas Roque, John Mello, Jeremy Rayleigh. There's a tap try by Jamie Thomas that goes over the bar.
Second real nice pass into the box. And that time, Thomas tried to redirect, and he just hit it high over the bar.
There's the distribution by Miranda. Comes out to Francisco Cordiero in the corner, picked up by Adriano Dos Santos, his first touch on the ball tonight. Adriano missed the opener because of an accumulation of points. Has played in the last 2 games for the Blast.
Well, just watch Adriano go to work on those boards. He is such an asset. That big physical presence along the boards that can win balls. So crucial on the small field.
Foul called on Ontario. Blast fans, Advanced Radiology proud to be the official medical imaging provider of the Blast. When you need fast, accurate results, trust the team of experts at Advanced Radiology. Visit advancedradiology.com for a location near you.
Paul, you ever seen that before? It looked like a drop ball, and it looked like Ontario just chose not to participate in the drop ball.
Didn't participate, and then Dos Santos tried to give it away, and that led almost immediately to a chance. Because Adriano just kind of kicked it to Ontario at the other end of the field, and you can't kind of do that here because in the blink of an eye, you're back in the offensive end with a chance. Well, yeah, you talked about the adjustment. There is clearly not used to the small field there.
That might have been a 3-line at the old arena.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Senior referee is Rich Grady tonight. The assistant referee is Bob Faraday. And Sean Papperman. Daniel Marlowe is along the scorer's table. Chance here for the Blast now. Mello will cut it. Left side towards the goal, just wide of the mark. Good shot by Dos Santos. Blast will maintain possession.
I think Ontario is going to have to reassess that defense. That gave the Blast a lot of shooting angles on this short field.
Here's a nice ball for Hoxie in the corner. Well, second on the Blast with 3 goals.
The one thing the Blast did well in that restart was space the floor better than they have. They played the ball all the way to the boards, which opened up a lot of space in the middle.
Pereira has that one blocked underneath by Cordiero. Dos Santos will play it back to the keeper. About 2.5 minutes into the opening quarter, no score, Ontario in the Blast. Here's a chance now with Hoxie off the boards. That one broken up underneath by Corey Murray, but held in by Santana in the midfield.
You know, the other adjustment you notice real quick, too, with William Vanzella is his distributions, a little less pace and a little lower to the ground, so the ball is not going to go out of play where there's no glass in between, the two offensive ends.
Trying Hoxie again in the corner. Leaving it up ahead for Thomas. Blast can convert. They do! Right out in front. Blast had two guys in the box. And Donatelli banks it in from about 2 feet away.
Well, it's just a defensive miscue. You got to let your keeper play that ball. The D for Ontario tried to intervene there, and when they did, they left the ball loose in the corner. And Tony Donatelli right there to tap it in. Easy goal for the Blast.
Time of the goal, 3:28 of the first.
Right there, you got to let your keeper come across and sweep that. And instead, Corey Merritt came over and tried to play the ball. He mishit it and left just a easy tap in there for Donatelli far post.
Second goal of the year for Tony Donatelli, his 5th point. His 91st career goal in a Blast uniform in his 104th game.
Fouling William Vanzella here, so it's going to be a real nice restart opportunity coming off the goal for Ontario.
The assist on the Donatelli goal goes to Hoxie. That's his 2nd, 5th point. D'Oliviero receiving from the corner. Thomas trying to play through, broken up. Here's D'Oliviero for them. Trying to just burl his way past Mello. Doing a pretty good job, actually, but Mello staying right with him.
Look at that move.
Dantas. He's got Thomas in the box.
I am not stepping in front of any Dantas running like that. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I think Vinny ran out of room, right?
It's like a freight train heading downhill. Dantas looked like he may have gotten something in the mouth.
Yeah, Vinny needed about another 20 feet.
That's a play where you'd like to have the old arena.
Another 20 feet, he would have turned into Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is you just can't give up on a play. You know, even if something gets blocked, you keep pulling your way forward. Sometimes off of a deflection, you can gain an advantage offensively, and then pretty quickly you can get into that offensive end. And defensively, you can't quit. You know, even if you block a ball, you got to keep with the pace and keep going.
Ontario has 3 players named Gonzalez on their team. We'll try to keep them straight. Apologies to the Ontario fans if we mishit every once in a while.
That's on you, Gary.
Kicked away by the Fury defense. Blast now pressuring inside the yellow line with 3 defenders. Well done, D'Oliviero. Battle between the 2 D'Olivieras.
Nice work by Elton defensively to get back and make that play.
Here's Juan Gonzalez.
The Blast pressure with 3, that's a lot of pressure you put on your defenders once the opposition breaks through, with some, maybe even with some odd man rushes.
Good footwork by Israel Cisse to keep the ball alive. Now off the boards, in the box and just high over the goal from Cordiero, and this will be a goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella.
It's a nice play off the boards there by Ontario.
Blast fans, Henderson Webb is the official apartment provider of the Blast. Need an apartment? Henderson Webb offers studios, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments in and around Baltimore. 410-628-1002 or go to aptrent.com. Pereira for the Blast takes it away in midfield from Juan Gonzalez. Blast leading 1-0 on an early goal from Donatelli at the 3:28 mark here in the first. Here's Vanzella. He'll score one day.
He's going to get at least one this year.
Good step in.
Rayleigh. Back to Rayleigh. Had a chance with Roque in the box.
Not only a great step in by Rayleigh, but the ability to come forward, overlap once he made the play and create a scoring chance.
What an unselfish play instead of taking what would have been a decent shot.
Was that 3 lines? Wow.
It was close.
see a replay there.
That was really close. Yeah, you can't change. That's
Clock
a
stops with 8:28 left.
substitution warning there on Ontario. Mass guys coming off the bench. They were making a wholesale change off a ball that was in play.
So Ontario's going to have to play one man short
Yeah,
because
you got
of that. But they're saying there's a minimum they can't go to 3. So they're going to go 2 men down, but they can't go 3 men down.
Well, they're 1 man down right now.
Yeah, they have 4 on the floor.
Different than what Rich Grady just explained, but
Former Blast player Jinho Kim will be on the ball.
That
Kim-
certainly helps
Oh.
defensively, right? That hurts.
Now they're playing 5v5 as
Was that-
Goncalves comes on.
Pereira or Roque that took one for the
that
team
was
there?
Roque right there. How many children does he have?
Goalkeeper distribution for Vanzella with 8:09 left to go in the first.
That's messed up to do to your former teammates too, man. Jinho left on good terms, I think.
Yeah, that one was
Yes.
with some purpose.
Yes, he did.
THB Bagels and Deli voted Baltimore's best bagel, now open in Charles Village. Towson, Canton, Timonium. Order now online. EatTHB.com.
Oh, good ball. Just a little bit too, struck a little bit too hard. Up ahead of Hoxie. Nice idea, though.
DeSantos, good defense for the Blast, trying to win a ball. Stolen away by De Oliveira. Out in front, blocked by Mello. Hey, our
And
first one of the
there it
year.
super structure violation.
We can say that with confidence now.
Truly super.
It actually hit the ribbon underneath the scoreboard, and you
Yep.
can see it's kind of like protruding out now.
You're right, it's right on the B
Yep.
for Blast.
That's a little bit of history. I wonder if we're going to take the ball out.
I think we should send that ball to the Indoor Soccer Hall of Fame.
That's in Paul's basement, right?
Oh, good stuff. 7:48.
Nothing feels better than when my Megabank treats me like a number.
Burned out by poor Megabank service? Life's better when you seek you. With a smile. With a friend. Any way you need. And wherever life takes you. So, do you seek you?
From the media room.
Yep.
Bring a bottle, and then fill it up.
You guys want one of these squirt bottles down here? A whole bunch of Gatorade bottles. Want one?
Back at you here from the Arena, Towson, Maryland, just north of Baltimore. Blast leading Ontario 1-0, 7:48 left to go in the first. Blast goal from Tony Donatelli. The assist to Andrew Hoxie at the 3:28 mark. Let's get you some stats in this one if we can. I will need to go to the website.
Compelling radio.
Say what? Ontario up ahead. Cordiero, who's been active in this one.
Interesting noted, the official's timeout, the break there, the official came over and recognized that he should have pulled an additional player off. They miscounted because they didn't include the goaltender into that. So it should have been 3 field players and the goaltender. That was the 4. They
And-
miscounted. That's the minimum they can go down to.
And what does that get you?
Well, at least they acknowledge it, know the rule. That's progress.
Oh, good chance here. Good save.
Manzella, rebound right through the box by Cordiero. Diving block by Santana.
By the way, every block here is a good block.
Yeah, and a nice ball up
Oh,
ahead.
that's
There's the trip. Is that 2?
No, just a foul.
That was a nice ball from Santana after the block.
Just a foul. The 2 could have come into the fact that he was going to goal and was the last defender. Here's the replay. And you see Dos Santos get fouled. He's going to goal, and there was a defender back. That's, either way. I don't have a problem with them calling that either way, as long as they do that for the rest of the game. Oh, nice idea.
And filling in was
Oh,
Donatelli.
the third time. Hoxie got a foot on that the third time. The Blast unable to finish on a neat, nifty pass into the box.
D'Oliveira with a block on the shot from Cordero. There's another block by D'Oliveira and a shot from Juan Gonzalez. Blast have been very active right around the goal. Great play, the give and go indoor soccer version, and the goal scored by D'Oliveira as he back posted it far side.
Well, Blast had some opportunities to build the lead, and instead, great give and go here, great finish with the left foot to the far post. Good assist there by Cordero.
For D'Oliveira on the season, goal number 5, point number 12. For Cordero, that was assist number 4, point number 5. Time of the goal, 8:32 of the first. We're tied at 1.
Here we go again, Blast in their side of the field. It's just that kind of soccer is just not going to work anymore. The least amount of times you can give the ball back to your keeper, the better off you are.
Well, now here, this chance all stems from that possession that was created by that. So, I mean, it continues on. Not just that scoring chance, but the time of possession in the offensive zone.
After playing for so long, the way the Blast did, it takes a while to adjust and kind of get away from that style.
Goalkeeper distribution coming up. In the box, Donatelli tries twice.
That's 3 lines.
That's 3 lines. It'll come back to the yellow line.
The pressure by the Blast creates the turnover as Pereira uses his speed to go down the wing, and then Donatelli uses the boards for the opportunity.
You said the word speed, Paul. My God, that turn by Pereira. He just kicked it into another gear there to elevate and get around.
Blast Soccer powered by Fidelity Mechanical Services, Baltimore's leading commercial HVAC service provider for over 70 years. Dantas blocked by the wall.
The Blast changed it up a little bit that time. Dantas was on the wall on the far side last time. This time he came in a little bit closer. That allowed Ontario to kind of clamp down the defense and block that one out of play. Let's see if Donatelli rallies this one off the wall.
Directing traffic out there. Here's some aggressive play by Ontario. Benzella just clears it towards midfield, but kicked quickly back inside the yellow line for the Fury. Here's Douglas Lima.
See, that's a play in the past the Blast wouldn't have made, but that's almost a play you have to make now. When you're the keeper and you come out, you just got to kick the ball downfield into space. You don't want it in your own side of the field. You get it there as least amount as possible.
Guys, real quick, I wanted to mention that
There you go.
block by Jeremy Raley, that was real close to being a 3-line block. That might have been the first one we've ever seen.
Here's a good steal from Cisse. Donatelli escapes the hold from his defender and gets it over to Pereira on the far side. Here's Mello now on a line change for the Blast. Roque and Thomas out there as well.
Good settle by Roque.
Puts one right on goal. Covering up on the near post is Miranda.
Almost snuck it by him near post.
Real good thought there by Roque. Pretty much everybody assumed he was going to the boards.
Well, that settle by Roque, because it was so good, gave him the opportunity to play one-on-one and didn't give Ontario a chance to get over with the double team.
Roque running the floor well for the Blast here. Now on the ball. Here's D'Oliveira, midfield, coming up on 4 minutes left in the first. 1-1 is the score.
And here we are again, Gary, third game of the season here, and we're still sitting at a lot more chances and still not that many goals.
And is the magic number 5 again for the Blast?
I hope so. Oh, you mean from the locker room?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, yes, the number 5 was put back up on the board again today, and you know the reaction was? Oh, okay, whatever. So it only took them like 3 games to get to that.
Are you sure they didn't just write the number 5 in permanent marker by
Yeah,
mistake?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I've seen it written 3 times.
Oh, all right.
All
I
right,
thought
so-
maybe they just put it up there in permanent marker and then, didn't know what else to do. So now it's going to be 5 every game.
Roque running onto it, corner. Intended for Thomas. Again, just like the script from the first 2 games, a lot of action, not a lot of scoring.
That's a good ball.
Roque got a little shove in the back there from his defender. On the near side is Cordero. Tries to bend it in. Benzella had to be alert.
He was screened, too,
yeah.
had a player directly in front of him. Didn't see that until the last second.
Much tougher save than it looked.
They are shooting from way downtown, and why not? Oh, just wide. As that somehow eluded the bar. That one from Macon Diabreu.
Again, to me, once you cross midfield, there's no bad shots, right?
I agree. Run into the boards. And that's not a 2-minute penalty. That
Yeah.
is just a foul.
Foul on Gonzalez.
Which one?
Juan.
Pereira took a head-first dive into the boards.
Tony in good position here, short.
Donatelli tries to sneak one through. That one just wide. Healy backtracks for the blast. Inside 2 minutes to go. Benzella's got some real estate on the far side. Now they challenge. Healy, a little awkward hit there on a volley. It'll be a kick in for Ontario.
I thought Pat had some time and room there.
Yeah.
And instead, he tried to chip it and just mishit it.
Ball bounced right before it got to him. Just bad break.
On the shot is Lima. The block by De Oliveira. Some pace on that ball here to Goncalves.
Oh, whoa.
De Oliveira open. Ball still in play. Blast elect to possess it here with a minute left to go in the first. And this one is over the boards. It'll be a goalkeeper distribution. 59.2 left on the clock.
Kicked just the edge of that glass. If it had been a half-inch lower, probably would have gone down.
Here come the blast now with DeSantos. Off the boards, top of the box. Dantas, double team.
Triple team.
Now,
Yeah.
They get it out. DeSantos tries to sneak one in the box for Thomas.
He telegraphed that. Too many bodies there.
30 seconds left. Blast will try again from midfield. Target man, Dantas. And they triple on him. Blast will reset it. Eight seconds. Goalkeeper distribution with 5 seconds left to go in the period. They'll play it out from the back, and that'll end the first quarter here at the CQ Arena. We're tied at 1. The Blast get it from Donatelli. The Fury counter from De Oliveira. We'll come back with our second 15 minutes right after this.
a great time to be a fan when you can come in the Buffalo Wild Wings and catch the best moments in sports. Unlike in Roman times, when you could become the sport.
Is this section G?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ow.
Get the ultimate sports experience at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey, Don, what's going on?
Jack, you haven't heard, the new building's done. It's beautiful. We moved in, and to celebrate this month, every car is posted on the internet at invoice. You keep the rebates, and we give you 125% of Kelly Blue Book. In addition, free loaner cars, car washes, manicures for the ladies, indoor patios, outdoor patios. What could be better?
Jack says yes to invoice pricing on Corollas. Jack says yes to invoice pricing on RAV4s. Jack says yes to invoice pricing on Camrys.
Yes!
Visit Antwerpen Toyota today.
First 15 in the books here at the CQ Arena. Blast and Ontario tied at 1. First game ever between these two franchises. And this has kind of followed the script of the first two games, Paul. A lot of action, a lot of good play, not a lot of scoring.
Yeah, just 2 goals in that first quarter, but some pretty good end-to-end action, some pretty good chances, a couple of good saves. I thought Vanzella played well in that first quarter and, held his own on his side of the field. So you look up, Blast got off to the quick start, got the goal. They had a chance for some other opportunities, 2 or 3 opportunities in the middle of the box they couldn't finish, and then Ontario after that went by the wayside for the Blast, took advantage late or I should say midway through the first quarter, and got the equalizer about 6.5 minutes in.
I think the Blast got the better of the play early, but as the quarter wound down, I thought Ontario kind of got their legs under them and kind of figured it out a little bit.
Totally agree.
Well, I think the Blast, running around, their energy kind of dipped a little bit there as Ontario picked up that momentum. The Blast were running around with a little more purpose earlier in the quarter, and that kind of tailed off a little bit, which coincided with the Ontario run.
Check the lineups for you. For the Blast, they'll have it first from right to left. It's Dantas, Donatelli, and Pereira. De Oliveira and Healy on the back line. Vanzella in goal. For Ontario, it is De Oliveira and Charlie Gonzalez, Thiago Goncalves, Abreu, Cisse, and Miranda in goal. Here come the Fury. Good chance, and they score. And all of a sudden, Ontario now 2-1.
Well, that whole play started. Elton lost the battle along the boards in his own end. And you can see how quickly when you make a mistake like that and you lose a battle, that creates a 3-on-2. And then they just pushed forward, and eventually Reyes got the goal to give Ontario their first lead of the game.
Andy Reyes gets the goal. And that is his first of the year. And the assist goes to Lima. And that goal just 17 seconds into the second quarter. And the Fury have it again. Hey, Andrew, we were talking about this before the game. Ontario kind of reminds me of the Syracuse Silver Knights.
That's got to be 2 minutes.
That is 2 minutes on Ontario. We'll continue that thought in a moment. The penalty will be on Israel Cisse, 2 minutes for tripping.
And it'll be a penalty shot, too, I believe he's called. Yep.
Shootout.
Called it.
Shootout
goal. Yeah, shootout.
52 seconds is the time of the penalty.
Last man back, yep.
So the ball will be placed down by Rich Grady at the yellow line.
Is this the first shootout in the new arena?
It is the first shootout.
Now remember, the guys can't start running whenever they want. This is something we learned last year.
Well, it depends on who the referee is.
They gotta have to stand at half field and wait till the ball moves.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do. Although half field's a lot closer now.
So the shooter will be Donatelli.
That's
All
a
the
great
other
point, Paul.
players.
Yeah, think about that. Half field's a lot closer now.
That's
They're
right.
10 feet apart.
He's got to be on his own. He's got to be on the goal line.
Now this is a power play. So if the shootout is not successful,
Ontario's got to
still
be
in play.
inside the circle.
Ontario has to be inside the circle, and the
There he goes.
goalkeeper has to be on the goal line when. Well,
Donatelli winds it up and he scores. Shootout goal for Donatelli, and he's got both goals for the Blast tonight.
Tony wasted no time in making up his mind where he was going. And just like that, we're tied.
Well, he picked a side, then he stuck to it. Let's take a look.
Miranda guessed wrong. The Blast tied it too.
For Donatelli now, he's got 3 goals on the year. Had 1 goal in 3 games coming in. He's got 2 here tonight. Donatelli now second on the team with 6 points. Here's Roque on a ball from Pereira.
Well, when goals come here, they've been coming in bunches. And 2 goals in a minute.
These 2 goals were scored just 37 seconds apart. We're tied at 2 with 13:48 left in the half.
A lot of room for William.
Roque heads one towards the goal, near post by Miranda. Lucas will pressure here. Cisse picked up by Healy. Ball won by Healy off the boards. Yeah, that's dangerous these days.
Well, I mean, so Pat wins the ball, but he goes backwards.
And
There's
now
a chance.
turnover.
There's a scoring chance.
Here's a chance now for the Blast. Pereira. Roque, they bottle that up.
I mean,
And William now will drive that one just wide, and he'll head back to the goal.
You saw what Ontario did when they got the turnover, immediately going forward when they won the ball on the boards, and that's kind of what you have to do.
Here's D'Oliveira, picked up by Pereira.
Gary, you started talking about it earlier, but your understanding or idea that Ontario is the Syracuse Silver Knights of the Western Division.
They really are. I mean, they've got, pretty much a winning record every year. They make the playoffs most of the years. In fact, last year they lost to San Diego in the divisional round. But they're just maybe that one guy away, that 1 or 2 players away from breaking on to the next level. The level that is held by the Blast and Sonora and Kansas City, maybe Milwaukee, right? They're a good team. Not quite there yet.
I think what we just saw on the field was the referee made a bad call. They called the ball out of play when it didn't go out. And so the Blast just restarted and kicked it back down to Ontario.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And again, a good
Here's
job.
a steal. Melo's got a chance, and he converts. A bad cross-field pass, and the Blast convert for the lead.
Just a turnover in your own end there, and that's why, again, we talk about just a flick on that Melo intercepts, and whether you have possession or not, time in the other team's end is better than time in your own end on this field.
Totally agree. Melo's second goal, his 4th point, gives the Blast a 3-2 lead. And now the teams have combined for 3 goals in 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
They try to go all the way cross field and just miss-hit it.
It's going to be out of bounds off the Blast.
It's going to be an illegal procedure. Blast wanted a deflection, but it'll be top of the box.
Here's an opportunity now for Ontario. D'Oliveira will be on it, and they'll actually call a timeout.
Blast are hoping they don't bring in Jin Ho Kim.
At least Roque's hoping.
And Roque's wife.
And the rest of his family.
They are going to call it the officials' timeout, too, even though it's still 5 minutes away from the officials' timeout.
Back at you here from the CQ Arena, 12:14 left in the second. Blast lead at 3-2, but a top of the box opportunity for Ontario. That one just high, off the foot of De Oliveira. It'll be a kick-in blast here on the near side. DeSantos will be on it. He's joined by, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, well-designed play on the restart there, but Pat Healy a little upset as part of that design was a pick play running straight through and knocking him over to create that open space for the shot. So interesting no call there by the officials.
Last break, this Fury foray up at the yellow line, and Blast trying to hold on to it here with Donatelli sending it back to De Oliveira. And again, they'll play it back to the keeper. This time, Ontario will not pressure. But the Blast still playing around with it in their own end.
And on your outlets, that's a key player, the guy that's in the midfield that you outlet the ball to. Needs to be pretty good, not just being able to settle balls, but be able to play balls with his head and play balls directionally.
Another chance, Dantas!
Just like that. Just like that, Gary.
But it was exactly what, Paul, you've been talking about all season, every home game. A pass back to the goalkeeper. Unnecessary pressure forward, and then the turnover from the goalkeeper. Exactly what you've been talking about.
Time of the goal, 3:43. Vinny Dantas is first tonight. Team leading 6th of the year, 9 points. Also leads the team. And for Dantas now in his career, goal number 62 in game number 49.
It's just a great play by Mello to not just steal the ball, but also be able to have the skill to head it over to Vinny Dantas on a half volley where he could finish.
The assist goes to Mello, so he's been involved in each of the last 2 goals for the Blast. For Dantas now, he has scored in 40 of 49 career games in a Blast uniform.
The only thing that's ever stopped Vinny Dantas in his career was that injury 2 postseasons ago. Otherwise, he's been an unstoppable force in this league.
And he was putting together a great year that year. He had like 20 goals in 12 games. And the Blast still ended up winning the championship. Blast now taking control of the action. They've scored 3 straight goals in the last 2.5 minutes. And you can tell the energy level from Ontario is at a low right now.
Well, the Fury have just been too sloppy in their defensive end. I mean,
Two
they've just
big mistakes.
Yeah, they've given the ball away.
Well, we've talked about the Blast being on the front end of a home and home 2 nights, 2 games in 2 nights. Ontario's on the midst of another East Coast road trip. They already had one earlier this year, and they're on the front end of another playing the whole Eastern Conference. They did the Syracuse-Harrisburg trip earlier, and now they're in the front end of the Baltimore-Florida trip.
That's right. They've had 2 East Coast trips in the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, they did have the week off last week, like the Blast.
Well, they got to play at 4 o'clock tomorrow, it looked like. So that'll
Meanwhile,
be a tough
the
travel
Ambush
time.
are also making a trip this weekend. They're playing the Heat tonight in Harrisburg. And they'll be here in Towson tomorrow night. 6:05. Don't forget, Blast fans, special Saturday game time at the CQ Arena. 6:05 is the game time on Saturday nights.
Well, and of course, Harrisburg close enough. It's not even a flight. It's a car trip, bus trip for the team there. So I imagine St. Louis probably will stay up in Harrisburg and ride down tomorrow night. So a little bit easier travel for them. Of course, Ontario is going to have to get on a flight to go down to Lakeland.
That'll be a handball. No, they're going to
They're
call
gonna
it
call
on the
trip.
Call it on the Blast.
Yeah, they're calling a trip on Pereira as Gonzalez, the Juan Carlos Gonzalez, rolling around on the floor, grabbing his knee.
I think Pereira stuck his leg out to make a play, and Gonzalez tripped on him. I don't think it was intentional by Pereira, but it was a foul.
He's okay.
By the way, on the out-of-town scoreboard, a couple scores to keep you abreast of. In Florida, Lakeland, the Tropics lead the Knights 3-2. That game after 1. And up at Harrisburg tonight at the Farm Show Arena, the Heat shutting out the Ambush 2-0. That game also in the second. Getting underway momentarily will be the Comets at the Wave, and later tonight it'll be the Sockers and the Stars out in Tacoma. Pressure from the Blast. Hoxie creates the turnover, gets the return off the boards, and it's defended inside the box by Goncalves.
Good idea, not quite the execution they were looking for.
Healy again now creating a turnover. Near post, second chance, blocked off the line. Blast just peppering the Ontario goal.
We're getting closer and closer to that block 3-line violation. It's coming.
DeSantos with the step over off the boards in the box. Hoxie just a half step behind.
One half step for him is a good 10 feet. So
the geometry was just a bit off that time.
That was my worst subject in school.
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. It's been downhill ever since. Benzella aggressively comes out, makes the play. Now here's more Ontario Furies inside the box.
look at that save.
A chest save and a beauty by Vanzella.
Gary, in fairness to you, not understanding math in school, I mean, it was just being invented as you were in school, so totally understandable.
I got math. I used to do the abacus real well. It was geometry I didn't get. Math is fine. I can add.
Sometimes.
Single digits. Vanzella kicks it out into space, held in by Kim.
But see, that's okay. It's okay. Get it out of your zone.
There's Cisse, giving off to Kim, back to Cisse. 7 minutes left to go in the half. Blast now have scored 3 straight. They lead it 4-2. Blast doing a good job of keeping everything outside the box here against Ontario. DeAlviero cuts inside from Cisse.
Handball called on Ontario, so it'll be a free kick for the Blast.
That was a good defensive series there for the Blast. Free kick Blast about their yellow line with 6:40 left in the half.
Oh, that's a handball.
That's got to be a handball. Yep, there's the call.
No, they called a foul on
the push.
Dantas.
No way. Oh.
How did he miss the handball?
No, he said he pushed his hand into the ball.
Okay. Is that what happened, Andrew?
I think there was a push there. And I think there was a handball there.
Oh.
That one just wide from Juan Gonzalez. Vanzella may have gotten a finger on it.
Hey, Paul, all I know is so far there haven't been any goalies touching the ball 5 feet out of the box.
True.
And the official hasn't knocked any balls down so far today.
Well played by D'Oliveira, stepping right in front of his marked man, Cordero.
I'm pretty happy with that level, Paul.
Fair enough.
Dantas coming back for some defense. Benzella helps out.
Good reach around by Healy with the right leg to clear the ball. Got it out of a dangerous spot. Well, here we go again, right? Bad things happen when you go backwards.
When Ontario had the ball in the offensive zone, backed it back out to make a substitution, and now here they are fighting in their own defensive end, trying to get the ball back out again.
There's Reyes, who had a goal scored earlier. That one just wide on a lefty. Rebound comes out wide of the mark from Reyes. D'Oliveira up top for Goncalves. He holds and trips Mello and a foul call.
That was the old push-pull. Pulled the jersey back and kicked the legs out from underneath of him. Good takedown.
He had no choice. You know, that's a dangerous, that's got to be a bad feeling when you're the defender and you're standing at your own yellow line and you're losing control of the ball. Because it's so short, there's no room for error.
Roque, rebound, Pereira, blocked by the keeper. Both of these goalkeepers doing their best Tony Esposito imitation here, getting low to the ground, blocking shots with their body.
And as the second quarter's going on, Ontario's done a much better job possessing the ball.
It's been a quick quarter, been a quick game. And a goalkeeper distribution with 4:05 left to go in the half.
Paul, you mentioned it. If the momentum meter had swung to the Blast during their scoring outburst, it's kind of turned back to Ontario. Unfortunately, it hasn't turned into offense for them, but certainly ball control.
There's no question Ontario's done a nice job possession as this quarter's going on, but the Blast have made sure they've got 5 guys behind the ball, and there really hasn't been very many good scoring opportunities.
That's well played by the Blast.
I think this is the first time we've seen Nascimento here.
Just got his first touch.
Yeah. Coach Kelly told me that he wasn't going to have a regular shift, but they were going to definitely rotate him into the game.
He's on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Good time to bring him on with fresh legs here at the end of the quarter, end of the half here, going against guys that have been playing the whole game.
That's a well-made shot by DeSantos and a nice save by Miranda.
And one of the few balls we actually see go into the crowd now.
Right.
Behind the goal.
Well, as close as those seats are, I imagine the people are pretty happy about that.
So the Blast go with Nascimento, Thomas, Roque, Donatelli, and DeSantos. Thomas taking one for the team.
Went off Thomas and then one of the Ontario players, so stays in.
Man, Dos Santos has got now, they start to come out now, as Dos Santos had a wide open lane to run onto a shot with the whole net in front of him.
Donatelli back up top for DeSantos. Handball is called on Ontario.
I would just like to see him once when they do the restart over by the yellow line on the boards. Just take one and just blast one down the boards and see what happens. We haven't even really seen how the ball reacts to the boards around that turn.
That's
really
true. Roque being held by Cisse.
That's a touch foul. That's a good restart opportunity right here.
Thomas is going to hug near post here. Let's see what the Blast do with it. Donatelli doesn't like that.
There's the ball stuck in the net.
New ball coming in. There's another guy getting his first shift in as Greensfelder goes on the field for his first minutes.
Number 7, Ricky Greensfelder. Is it me or are these rookies getting younger and younger?
I think he's just getting older.
It's me, yeah.
Well, I mean, the other part of that, Gary, is this is probably the first class that's now younger than your son.
That is true.
Trip on Ontario.
Less than 3 minutes now to go in the half. It's 4-2 Blast as the Blast have scored 3 goals in a row to retake the lead. We've had 2 lead changes and 2 ties in this game. Reyes and Healy, and they call the foul, and a blue card comes out.
Seriously? That's
saying he led with the elbow. That's what the officials are calling.
That's questionable. Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah. Did he even make contact?
No, it was just that he led with the elbow is what the apparently a point of emphasis with the officials this year, coming in like that with the elbow extended. So that was the call.
The Fury with the man advantage, 5v4. Ontario 2 for 4 on the power play. Blast have been 3 for 4 successful kills on the penalty kill, 75%.
Blast doing a nice job ragging time. This is how you have to rag time now. You can't just kick the ball down the other end of the floor. You have to try to win some possession, force the other team back. That's a nice job. That's 20 seconds.
Santana, Mello, Donatelli, and DeSantos are the penalty killers for Ontario, and that went up over. It'll be a goal kick up coming for Vanzella. 1:37 left on the power play. 1:51 left on the clock.
Well, big swing in the game here. If the Blast can kill this, get some momentum going in the locker room. If Ontario can score, they get themselves right back in the game.
So it's slight mix-up on the penalty clock. Didn't start at the right time, so it's been corrected. So 29 seconds on the game clock is when the penalty will expire. So it doesn't quite match up with the penalty clock.
Yeah, I thought the Blast had killed more time than that.
Yeah, so 29 would be the 2-minute mark.
Are you sure they're going to let him out of the box at that point?
Yes, Pat has negotiated his release with the officials, and it will be corrected.
Well,
Good step in by Santana.
Because they were supposed to have 3 guys on the field early in the game, and they miscounted that.
So if it's going to be at 29, then there's less than a minute to go in the power play.
And if you're Ontario, that's a bit misleading because you're looking at the clock, and you think you have one time, and there's a different one. They should actually stop.
They didn't stop. Yeah,
they should stop this game and fix that.
31 seconds left on the power play.
So
according to your calculation, Andy.
About a 12-second difference.
Now 20 seconds on the power play.
If Healy comes out of the box early and scores, you know that Ontario is going to complain, right?
Oh, they fixed it right now. No, they didn't.
No, they
didn't.
didn't.
No, they
Still
didn't.
there.
They were trying to.
There should be 14 seconds left on the power play. Blast are going to do a good job here. Well, let's see. They got one more chance. 5 seconds. Let's see if Healy does come out. Should be coming out right now.
He's
and
out.
He is.
He's released.
And right when teams were at equal strength, on the doorstep, Ontario scores.
So will be a penalty kill and an even strength goal as Pat was on the field.
And the goal is scored by Juan Carlos Gonzalez, otherwise known as Charlie Gonzalez.
Just a great ball back post. Mello never got the block. Adriano never got to the back post. And that's an easy one.
Abreu gets the assist. For Charlie Gonzalez, that is goal number 3. For Abreu, that is assist number 1. Time of the goal, 14:34 of the second, and it should be an even strength goal for Ontario. 4-3 Blast is the score.
Now that should be 2 minutes, right?
Just a foul. 10.7 left.
Come on, no better chance here than with 10 seconds left just to blast it around the boards.
Timeout.
I mean, it's so compact in the offensive end that really where can you play the ball where somebody's not going to get to it defensively? Just rip that bad boy, smoke it down the glass part of the boards and see what happens.
I mean, if not now, when? 10 seconds left. It's a packed house here at the CQ Arena tonight.
First official sellout. You say that, you look around, you say, I see some yellow seats. That doesn't take into account the other side of the arena, the wide open seating area, standing room only crowd back there, and several bar areas, food concession areas, a beautiful gift shop. So people walking around the open concourse, and that's a packed open concourse around the arena here. And so officially a full sellout, the first one in the 3-game history of the Blast here at CQ.
There was a huge line at the concession stand about 20 minutes ago.
Yep, that's tamped down. Blast basically moved about 10, 12 miles uptown. Used to be in downtown Baltimore at what is currently called the Royal Farms Arena. They played indoor soccer there for, 37 years.
Here we go. Nope.
A miss hit by DeSantos. The clock winds down. Here's Reyes. 2 seconds, 1 second. And that'll do it here in the first half. A tightly contested first half. 2 lead changes and 2 ties. Blast opened the scoring early and lead it 4-3 at the end of one half of play. We'll take a timeout and come back with our halftime show from the CQ. Again, the score, Blast 4, Ontario 3.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
Second half action coming your way here at the CQ Arena. Gary Stein, Paul Mittermeyer, and Andrew Primrose back with you. Blast and the Ontario Fury. Baltimore leading 4-3 at the half.
Gary, Blast started off pretty quickly in this game as they got the first goal of the game. And a good response by Ontario. And the Fury actually took the lead. Let's take a look at the first half highlights as the Blast got off to a quick start. Just 3:28 into the game. Tony Donatelli on the far post buries it after a mistake by the Ontario D to make it 1-0. Blast had a few more chances after that, but they couldn't extend the lead. And then finally, midway through the quarter, Ontario would strike back. Great give to the middle, and Di Olivero finishes for Ontario to make it 1-1. The Fury would go ahead on a great steal at the midfield and finish by Reyes to make it 2-1, 17 seconds into the second quarter. Blasto would come right back. This time Donatelli on a shootout quickly picks the near side post to make it 2-2. The Blast went on a run as just a couple minutes later, the Blast would get on the board again. It was Mello as Ontario in their own side of the field turns it over. Bad pass cross field. Mello steals it and then buries it into the back of the net to make it 3-2. And then it was Mello's turn to give out some assists and give the dish as miscue by the keeper. Little half volley for Vinny Dantas. He buries it, makes it 4-2 Blast. Ontario, though, goes on the power play. The power play did expire just as Gonzalez was putting this into the back of the net. Now the stats crew could rule that it was still a power play if Healy wasn't into the flow of play when the ball went into the back of the net. We'll see how they judge that and whether that's a power play goal or not.
So 4-3 the score. Blast leading also in the shots on goal category, 16-15. So again, very close first half, both on the scoreboard and in the stats. Both goalkeepers played very well. I thought that Miranda was the victim of a couple of bad mistakes in their own end, obviously. William played well as always. Distribution's pretty good. A couple of three-line violations against Ontario here on the short field. But I thought that they figured it out and held up pretty well.
It's a big goal for them at the end of the quarter. Let's see if that gives them some momentum heading into the third.
What's your vantage point down there like, Andrew?
Well, it was interesting. Ontario late coming out on the field. The clock had expired. The Blast were out here. Ontario not out here. But I think it goes back again to the fact that the visitors' locker room here, for those of you that watched the broadcast last week, we talked about this. The locker room located not in the arena but down a tunnel, the football stadium that's adjacent to the field here. So it's quite a long walk for the visiting team. And Ontario still, the entire team not out on the field as they're coming out here. And we're about 3 minutes past when the first half should have started, or second half should have started.
Yeah, but didn't Syracuse come out on time?
Yeah, they must have left 5 minutes early. But yeah, Ontario late arriving and still warming up as we're waiting for the boards to close and the action to start.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to my son, Mark Stein, who just texted me on the text machine and said he's watching on YouTube from Provo, Utah.
Wait, what did you call it?
The
what?
text machine?
The text machine?
Absolutely. What would you call it, an iPhone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Hope you're having a good time in Provo.
Did he heard his mention. He was mentioned earlier in the broadcast, and there he is.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a new task for Mark Stein.
Go ahead.
It's called device terminology with Dad.
We go around with that all the time. Oh, so you're saying text machine isn't the right thing?
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not the correct term for that.
Kind of crazy that Mark, out in Utah, college graduate, out in the business world. You know, when I first started here, young guy, running around carrying the stats from upstairs, young kid.
That's right.
Now out there as a grown man, pretty cool to see.
This goes to show how old you are, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him.
There. Mary Jen, Paul's daughter, out in New York modeling.
She's got her own car. Congrats,
That's
Paul.
right. She's got her own car, yeah. People be aware.
It is not safe to drive in Baltimore.
You didn't teach her how to drive, did you, Paul?
Of course.
Oh,
That's why I told him to be aware.
That's curtains for her. Back to the action here, second half. Blast leading the Fury 4-3.
Good news for the insurance agent.
De Oliveira for the Fury. Met up with Vanzella. At the turn, here come the blast the other way. This is our De Oliveira. On the return, the shot that blocked out in front.
Nice job. Good D by Ontario because Elton was looking for the back of the net there, and he almost had it.
Charlie Gonzalez with the block. It'll be a kick in Baltimore in the corner here on the near side. It's Healy, Pereira, Donatelli, Dantas, and Santana for the blast right now.
There you see a good angle on the screen from where they're going to restart.
Healy tried to find Pereira, who tried to slip in there, but he lost his balance.
Swing and a miss.
That's the second straight free kick that Pereira's had the opportunity and whiffed or mishit the ball.
And when you miss-hit the ball there, that automatically leads to a break the other way.
A toe poke right out in front by Charlie Gonzalez. And actually, William he whiffed on the save. But the ball, thankfully, over the bar, stayed in play.
Geometry off again there for the blast.
Here's Dantas through the box.
Good job by Vinny to fight through that D and get a good look on goal.
Blast will reset it back to their goalkeeper, and here comes pressure from the Fury. DeSantos boards it over to Pereira. Here's some real estate now for Mello. He's got wheels and he's got green in front of him. Now slows it up. Just underway here in the third. Blast 4 and the Fury 3. Good move here by Pereira. Inside the box, a lot of traffic there for Ontario. And Mello's shot goes over the bar. It'll be a corner kick for Baltimore.
Maybe the best save of the game for Miranda there. Quick little toe poke, and Miranda got the hands up and parried it over the boards.
Mello will be on it for the blast, far side.
Here's a replay. Good run, but then got to telegraph the pass to the middle. Good block.
By Vinny, unfortunately.
Oh, and there's a post.
Right at the upper 90.
It was a great block, Paul. Unfortunately, it was the blast player that blocked it. Vinny Dantas knocked that down.
And then Dos Santos hit the corner of the post.
That was almost our first corner of the post 3-line violation.
Yeah, we're going to get that one too at some point. A shot's going to deflect real far.
There we go.
That's a 3-line violation.
It is on Miranda.
That's a good job by that Ron Corey over there. Nice job. Being there, making the call. Being in position to make the call.
Textbook officiating, right, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due.
Excuse me, not Ron Corey, Rich Grady. My bad. The referees can get mad at me for having the wrong official.
I wasn't going to correct you. There's pressure from the blast right away, and that forces a turnover.
There you
top
go.
of the box.
That'll be top of the arc.
See if the Blast could take advantage with Dantas presiding over this one. Vinny already with the goal tonight.
I'm Kim. I'm not happy in this situation.
And he deposits it in there.
Now you're
upper 90.
Now you're really not happy.
Well, I'd love to see that. Do we have that from the top angle? How did he move that ball that way?
Time of the goal is 2:34 of the third. It's a restart goal, unassisted. Vinny Dantas.
That was just sick.
Second goal of the night. He's got 7. It's the third game in 4.
There you go. There's the replay from the top. He bent it around the head of Cordero. That's exactly what he did.
That's unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's the third time in 4 games that Dantas has multiple goals. And it's the 26th time in 49 career games that he has multiple goals. And more importantly, it gives the Blast a 2-goal margin.
Well, the wall could have been misaligned, but for Cordero's sake, he's glad it was, because that would have been right to the noggin.
Dantas on the year, 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points in 4 games. Nice work here. Sese. And Benzella with a nice save.
How about that footwork?
The lead man was Oliveira, but the Blast couldn't connect. Here come the Fury the other way. Gonzalez in the midfield.
6 men on the field.
Yeah, too many men.
Whistle here.
Crucial mistake by the Fury here. Give up a goal, and now the Blast on the power play.
A couple of big mistakes by Ontario in the first half, too. Some bad passing in their own end. So this will be the Blast first power play attempt tonight.
We got to put somebody in the box here. And it looks like it'll be number 21, De Abreu, the defender going into the box to serve.
Blast power play unit, 2 of 4 so far this year. Now here's the thing on the penalty kill. We were talking about this off air. Ontario has surrendered 9 goals.
Well, 10 now.
10
because
now in
Donatelli
11.
shootout, yeah.
Right, 10 and 12 now. Wow, make it 11 of 13. Dantas with a hat trick tonight. They have got to figure that out.
That's 2 goals in 59 seconds. And the Blast have wrestled control of this game. Timeout, Ontario.
Time of the goal, 3:37, a power play goal. So the Blast have a shootout goal, a power play goal, and a restart goal.
Great feed by Pat Healy. And if Dantas wasn't going to finish that one.
I'm interested to see her. Does Mello deflect this in?
No.
No, we can't see on that angle.
Well, he didn't. But
Roque, I guess that
I'll
was
tell you
Roque
this,
there.
if the ball would have been off target, Roque would have put it into the back of the net. And now you can see, I think we've seen both teams, the opposition and the Blast, in the last couple games.
And actually, we're getting word from the bench that was Roque that tapped that in.
Okay. I want to see an angle. I want to see another angle.
Well, officially, at least for now, they've given it to Dantas. So we'll see how that goes. If it's to Dantas, it's a hat trick tonight. It's 8 for the year. If it's to Roque, it's his 3rd of the season.
We've seen though both teams. You can see on the power play, the idea is to get wide, create the angle, and then get back post.
And so now on the year, here, let's watch it here. It's hard to tell if
I think he touches it. I think he hits that with his left foot. He called it.
But before or after it's in the goal? That's the question.
Well,
either way, that's the 11th power play goal given up by Ontario in 13 tries. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That's not a good percentage.
Even I could do that math.
Here we go, 2-on-1.
Here's Greensfelder.
Now, Ricky, that time, he picked his head up. He didn't pick his head up in time. And then by the time he saw Hoxie on the far side, it was too late. Blast out a 2-on-1. That's tough clear by Hoxie, but good work by Nascimento. Yeah,
so
to get it
got
back.
Greensfelder and Nascimento on
back
the floor
on the field
at the same time.
Another shift again, yeah. Whoa, there it is.
Hoxie, rebound.
Oh, what a save.
2 nice saves by Miranda.
That's a great idea. Was that Healy that chipped the ball all the way up into
I think so.
That's a great idea.
Well, especially with Andrew Hoxie and Nascimento up there. That's a little bit of height advantage for the Blast over pretty much anybody else but the Philadelphia 76ers.
I mean, look who they have on the floor right now. They got 3 guys 6 feet over. Hoxie goes what, 6'4", 6'3"?
Bench warning on Ontario as the play was stopped. So now what happens with the possession here?
Somebody will have it.
It's a good call, Gary.
Then it'll be blast ball.
Any idea what the warning was about? Somebody reach over the bench?
I don't know what happened there. I know the coach for Ontario livid with one of the players on his bench. Not sure what happened there, but bench warning was called, and it cost Ontario possession.
Hoxie pulled down inside the box, no call.
You know, the other way, too, when teams pressure, it'll be interesting to see if there's a, thought that was a goal, but shot it just wide. Chance for the blast. There's a tug on the jersey. They say play on. That ball took a weird bounce off the boards. See if other teams notice this too, Gary. When you have pressure, the other way to alleviate pressure, too, is to play off the boards because the area is so tight that you can use the boards to go around the player and still win the ball to your side.
De Oliveira up ahead, good ball. This one for Kim.
Oh.
Just over the bar.
Now, Ontario not cashing in on some chances. We saw that from the blast early in the game.
Good tie-up here by Mello and Nascimento.
Injury for Ontario.
8:46 now left to go in the third.
Looks like it was Tiago Goncalves.
Since Reyes scored at the 17-second mark of the second, the Blast have outscored Ontario 5-1. And 3 of those 5 goals have been on special teams. A shootout goal, a restart goal, and a power play goal.
Turnover.
Here's another chance. Pereira. Daly quickly back in for Dantas, tries to will one past Miranda.
Heavily defended there. Another turnover.
Another steal by Donatelli.
Great
nice
ball.
Yep. Here's Oliveira. Yeah, he couldn't handle it quite cleanly there.
Yeah, bad first touch.
Yep, exactly. Bad first touch there. Pushed the ball into the boards, and he couldn't make the turn towards goal, and it's a shame because he had some space in front of him.
Good idea intended for Donatelli, but not enough pace. Ontario is just not together right now. They're giving up the ball too easily in the midfield. Here's a good run by Pereira. He may take this. Back post.
Right idea. Couldn't quite connect. Easy goal for Donatelli if he finds it. All Blast right now.
Blast, at least for the moment, have taken control of this game.
Well, it has been a game of ebb and flows, and the Blast have had made the most of the time when they're clicking. Ontario, when they've had good possession, they haven't been able to convert it into scoring opportunities for the most part. And that's the difference in the score.
Another good chance.
Oh. Good idea. My Mello tried to go up under the bar.
Another steal. Mello.
Oh, nice job by Santana.
Nobody in the
Santos
middle.
couldn't get around on it. Dantas was at the target.
Nascimento, good job coming off the bench, winning a ball. He's done well in his limited minutes tonight.
Here's the overlap. Broken up by Kim.
Very careless by the Blast.
Yeah, that was a handball.
You know, and Mello turned in the midfield. He had all kind of room in front of him. He didn't run. He didn't make a run.
6:30 left in the third. Blast in control right now, 6-3. But as we've seen, though, in the past, on a small field, anything is possible at any time.
Well, and remember, the Blast have been in this situation before, having a couple goal leads going into the end of the game, and then have struggled with the sixth attacker defense. So.
No lead is safe in this arena.
In Sonora last night, their 4-goal lead in the fourth quarter wasn't safe. They did end up winning in overtime.
You really got to keep
Good
just
ball.
pounding.
Here's Thomas.
And I think Baltimore knows a little bit about no lead being safe in Sonora.
They invented no lead being safe in Sonora.
Just want to go back to Adriano Dos Santos scoring that goal after Tayu championship game. How did that happen?
11 seconds left.
I think it was a combination of a lot of things.
I think Sonora thought it couldn't happen.
I think Sonora thought they won the game.
Right.
Tayu, the MVP, walked off crying his first championship.
Yeah, no timeout here. They already took the quarter timeout when the Ontario Fury took a timeout earlier this quarter. And it's just good play by the Blast to not quit.
Still can't believe it happened. 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Oh, great job.
That's a great shot and a great save.
Right now, Blast are just outworking Ontario.
Here's fancy footwork by De Oliveira. That one blocked by Donatelli. Lima, De Oliveira. They don't know where to go. Jinho Kim was kind of dancing right in front of him. Healy.
That's a nice slick little play. Clear the zone.
Greensfelder tried to sneak that one through.
Good step up by Healy there.
Yep, well played.
I mean, once you commit, you have to commit and just go. That's exactly what he did.
De Oliveira going to his knees. Intercept that one. Roque is kind of driven into the boards here, and a foul will be called on Ontario. 4:33 left in the third.
It's just a great battle by Lucas Roque. 1-on-2, able to physically get through and draw the foul.
Pereira blows by Kim.
Now that speed is insane when he kicks into that gear.
Well, he's got some wheels, no doubt. Here he is again, Pereira. Last have Hoxie inside the box. That's where they go.
Interesting play there by Hoxie. He knew he had his defender on his hip, allowed the ball to come off the boards, and while it had his head up, looking for where to go with the ball while he was playing the ball.
Last try Santana in the corner. He's horse collared basically by Kim. No call. That was D'Abreu actually. There's Pereira trying to slip by Kim. De Oliveira comes along.
Yeah, Hoxie cleared out that side for Pereira. Go up. You got to go up the field there.
There's pressure. Pereira comes back.
Tonight's winning number, 807-2836. That winning number again, 8.
Nascimento back out on the field. Lots of minutes for him and Greensfelder here at the end of the third quarter. They've had back-to-back shifts.
Nascimento, Dos Santos, and Hoxie out there. Give the Blast some good size. Pereira, Mello as well.
Oh, nice steal.
Hoxie hit it.
Oh! Another
sure
post.
that didn't hit the back?
Now, another post for the Blast, and now a foul, and Hoxie grabbed the jersey.
Are we sure that
let's
didn't
take
go in?
let's take a look. Pretty sure it hit the outside of the post.
Because we got that hard backdrop there now.
I think that was the post.
There's the steal, and there's the post.
Nice block there by the rookie.
Nascimento, good second half.
You know, he's
Nascimento
endearing
right there.
Another great block.
You know, he's endearing himself to the coaching staff, showing flashes on the defensive end. For this staff, they'll let the goals come from other players. They want to see defense on the new guys.
Goal kick upcoming for Vanzella on the miss from Cordero. 1:48 left to go in this third quarter. It's been all Blast since midway through the second. A couple of bad mistakes by Ontario in its own end. Turnovers led to Blast goals. Blast have converted on 2 power plays and a restart. If the magic number for the Blast is 5, they're in good position right now, and that's 3 lines.
Trying to put it on Dantas's head. And
unfortunately, Vinny's not 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't think Hoxie could have gotten that one.
Ontario has scored 1 goal in the last 28 minutes of play.
You know, and they really haven't gotten anything out of their free kicks in the restarts tonight.
Well, if they would watch our broadcast, they would know a key to winning the game is execute on free kicks and power
correct.
plays. Talking about that with Kevin Healy, we joke it's the same keys every time, but if teams actually did it.
Oh, that's a hand. That's an intentional a foul. Wow.
Call it on Thomas.
See the crowd not happy with that call. Here's the replay. Watch, here comes the intentional handball right there. Or maybe he got it with the foot. They call the foul, the pushing foul on Thomas.
There's Thomas getting in the passing lane, doing a good job of disrupting that, and they score.
That's a great pass.
Off the boards, into the box, a shot by Cordero. That's his second. Now, wait a minute, I think that's 11, actually. That's Charlie Gonzalez. That'll be his second.
Well,
that's a huge goal for them.
Sure, end of the quarter again. 13:47. Ontario right back in the game. Great give and go.
It is Charlie Gonzalez. That's goal number 2.
And the second real nice pass by Cordero tonight.
And Cordero with 2 assists. 6-4. We got a game.
That's, Gary, was great board play.
Be out of bounds off Mello with 50 seconds left to go.
That's a nice
William
save.
had to make that one. So now Ontario's got some energy off the head of Pereira inside the box.
Just take him to the concussion protocol right now, man. That was a shot.
Seriously.
You got one of those little pop-up tents?
Put up the blue tent. Let's get put him in there.
Man, that's a heck of a header. That ball went up into the upper deck.
That was almost a 3-line violation on that.
Oh, nice job by William.
William says, get out of here. Good distribution.
I believe that was Kim, too. He did that, too.
It was Kim, and William objected to him jumping into him. Gave him a little chest push.
10 seconds left in the third if the Blast can get something off here.
Well, and then again, you can turn it around the other way, and Ontario's got one last shot here.
Kim blocked by Santana, and that'll do it. Blast outscoring their opponent 2-1 in the third to give the Blast a 6-4 lead after 3. Back with the final 15 right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Back at you for the final 15 here on the MASL Arena Soccer broadcast. Gary Stein, Paul Mittermeier, Andrew Primrose. Blast leading the Ontario Fury 6-4. Let's check around the league and get you updated on some scores. Everybody in the East is playing tonight. Blast leading here 6-4 after 3. Meanwhile, up in Harrisburg, the Heat leading the Ambush 7-3, that game in the third. The Knights have gone on top of the Tropics. Syracuse leading Florida 6-4. The Wave all over the Comets tonight, 9-2 up in Milwaukee. Tacoma and San Diego later tonight.
Blast trying to play a game that isn't a one-goal game.
That's right, all three for the Blast have been one goal.
2 wins and a loss, all decided by one. Trying to not to give up a 6th attacker going home.
Oh, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm going to check it. That's a good call. In the 6th attacker, Blast gave up 2 against Cedar Rapids late. That final was 8-7 Blast. They gave up 2 against Syracuse. Won that game 7-6. Blast scored a 6th attacker goal in Florida. Dantas to tie it up at 4 late, but then Tixera won it. So the Blast have given up 4 6th attacker goals in 2 home games.
Do you go to the 6th attacker now if you're Ontario? Just get that out of the way now so they got the rest of the quarter.
Remember, we've seen games in the last few years where teams have started with the 6th attacker.
We have.
In games. It's an interesting concept. And right away, the Blast kick it out of play.
Kick in for Ontario. Let's see what the Fury have left in the tank here. Cross-country trip, great save by Vanzella.
Lucky break there for the Blast as that ball was about a foot away from being a 3-line violation.
Oh. Foot came up pretty high from Tony Donatelli.
Yep, Cordero got it right in the gut.
Good chance here.
Good ball movement there by Ontario, but the Blast right there.
Oh.
Now they break away. Roque just put it a little too much out in front of him.
He was worried about his pass before he was worried about beating his defender.
2 beautiful saves by William. The second one was a beauty.
And he knew it too. He was cheesing for the cameras after.
Indeed. Hey, if you're going to put him on a 150-foot field, you got to give him a moment, you know?
Well, I mean, giving up 4 goals in a game like this on a field like this, I mean, good Lord.
If I'm correct, the Blast have given up 5 goals or less minus the 6th attacker in both their home games, right? And then this is the third.
Correct, 5 and 4. But when Danny puts up the 5, he doesn't put up
the 5 is
even
the 5.
strength,
The 5 is
right?
the 5,
Right.
yes.
5
that's
is a
correct.
5.
I still say he marked in permanent marker. He's covering up his mistake.
I think we got to have video cam put up.
There's way too many turnovers in the midfield for Ontario.
Target man is Hoxie. Mello a step behind.
Nascimento again in the rotation now.
If you're joining us late, Dan Peruzzi, a healthy scratch tonight for the Blast. Nascimento and to a certain extent Greensfelder seeing action tonight. And Nascimento had a big goal against Florida a couple of weeks ago on the road.
One thing interesting to note is we talked about Tate being active on the roster today, and is supposed to be up. He is not dressed today, so not sure where that change occurred, but listed as active.
It must have been Greensfelder for Tate.
Right, because Greensfelder originally was not active.
Yeah, so.
I thought Nascimento in the corner just there, nice poise and patience. The Fury trail by 2 with 12 minutes to go.
Oh, look at Danta's getting back defensively.
Good idea, but the Blast break that up.
That's good read by Dos Santos there to stop the give and go.
The Fury, though, doing a good job of maintaining possession.
Yeah, they're right on the doorstep here of getting right back into it again.
That was to no one but Nascimento.
Next goal is huge.
That almost had disaster written all over it. Charlie Gonzalez was a half step from getting that ball in midfield. No call. Here's the Oliveira. Acrobatic save by Miranda. Dontras trying to get there. That's broken up by the Fury. Back post.
Goal. Lazy play a little bit there in the offensive end by Dantas, and that leads on the other end. Just like that transition, Ontario right back in the game.
And that goal, I believe, well, let's see. We'll have to wait. But he had one step on Elton.
No.
It's Kim.
It's Kim. I don't even think he had a step. I think he was. It's like the head coach of the Bengals, Marvin Lewis, always told me, if he's even, he's leaving. And I'm not even sure that Kim was even. He was just running faster than Elton was.
Abreu gets his second assist. And all of a sudden, Ontario now has scored 2 in a row.
Just like that. How things can change, just like that.
6-5 Blast, 10:40 to go. Another one-goal game. Getting open inside was Cordero.
Blast lucky he mishandled that first touch as he had position.
It's a really nice, strong physical play by Nelson Santana also.
Pereira guts his way through that one, but a foul. It's actually a handball called on Pereira. They call tripping.
No, handball.
Yeah, they called the handball, but Blast asking for the same courtesy that was extended to the other place where the other side of the boards rather, when the Ontario player pushed the Blast player into the ball with his hand.
Here's Kim back out on the floor.
Jamie Thomas with a nice run.
A lot of legs for Jinho Kim to stay with him.
Now Mello on Kim. Mello backs out to get fresh legs on. Donatelli sneaks off.
I'll tell you, Blast are starting to get it. Nice play by Thomas. He got double teamed in his own end of the midfield. Instead of trying to retreat, he just stuck his head down and bulled his way forward and won the ball. Smart play.
Call that one on Thomas.
And here we are again, 1-goal game. Uh-oh.
Anybody can score on this Blast team, and anybody can make a save.
That's right, right? William was definitely in no man's land there. Somehow worked out for the Blast.
Cisse. That's a kick save by William. De Oliveira for Ontario. Quick ball up ahead. Reyes trying to run it down in the corner. Pereira there first. That ball squirts out to Roque, one-on-one. Lucas.
Oh, nice play. Yep.
Yeah.
No panic. Nice ball to get it out. Oh, nice back heel.
Yeah, leaves it for Roque.
See why they're high on this kid.
Very poised. Tripping foul called on Ontario.
Timeout Blast.
8:05 left to go in the fourth. We'll take 1-2 with the Blast leading the Fury 6-5.
Every day, all across Maryland, we help employers keep workers safe from accidents and injuries. We're Chesapeake Employers Insurance Company. At Chesapeake Employers, workers' compensation insurance and workplace safety have been our mission and passion for 100 years, and will be for 100 more. We help protect Maryland workers because
at the end of every workday, someone's waiting for your safe return.
Connect with your local agent or visit us online.
And there's the 2-minute
That's a
penalty.
blue card.
Sure. I mean, it was clearly as he was going towards goal, he grabbed his jersey.
What could he possibly be arguing?
Well, I'm sure they're going to argue the blue card, but when a player is going towards goal, you just can't grab the back of his jersey in a trail position.
And so Ontario now faced with the situation of their poor penalty kill execution all year.
So
they've allowed 11 goals in 13 tries.
If that's a penalty for him going uninstructed at goal, why wouldn't that be a shootout again?
Because there has to be
man.
last man.
Okay, so it's not the last man, but it's a blue card because he was going towards the goal?
Correct. He was with a scoring opportunity, he grabbed his jersey from behind.
But there was a defender, so it's not a shootout. Got it.
Oh.
Dontras tried for number 4.
Yeah, just missed. Grazed the post there. Again, same thing we talked about before. Get it down low. Get it down low. And you got far post. There it is again, and Dontras missed.
Goal kick up coming for Miranda. 1:45 left on the power play.
Vinny's got to keep that low. He keeps it low. Even if he's not on target, he's still got a player back post.
And a goal kick for Vanzella. Shots, by the way, through 3 quarters. Ontario 23, Blast 21.
Not a smart play by Kim there, as he could have killed much more time there. rather than just rocketing one off into the net.
The Heat lead the ambush now 8-3 in the fourth. The Tropics have just scored, cutting the Knights' margin. Syracuse 6, Florida 5.
Of course, that would be a big help for the Blast if Syracuse able to pull that off. Blast trail the Tropics by a half game for the first place in the Eastern Division lead.
Good D there.
That 6-5 Syracuse score, that is a final now. Syracuse has beaten Florida 6-5.
Well, Blast can move back into first place here. I mean, that's basically all you can do there, killing Rag and Time, unless you want to kind of screen defenders and kind of do like a hockey move where you just pin the ball to the boards, try to kill time. Blast need to come back down here to Dantas again. I think a third time could be a charm here for the Blast.
35 seconds left on the power play for Baltimore. Donatelli. And this will be a corner kick now for the Blast with 30 seconds left on the power play.
Well, this would be a huge kill, obviously, for Ontario. Rotate those Santos to the far post now, put Dantas up front. See if Pat tries to lob it across.
In that Syracuse game, by the way, I'll tell you after the Blast power play's over, 20 seconds left. Donatelli, good cut. Donatelli scores! It may have gone off the defender, and the Blast lead at 7-5, and another power play goal.
Went right off Kim's head into the back of the net. Hard shot by Donatelli, and it deflected right back. Goalie had no chance to readjust.
Tough break for Ontario there. Watch Donatelli cuts it back. And the deflection, right off of Kim's head.
Time of the goal, 8:54. That's the third Blast power play goal in 3 tries tonight. Ontario has now given up 12 power play goals in 14 chances.
That's a Donatelli hat trick. That's if I have this correct, that's a regular goal, a shootout goal, and a power play goal.
Wow. That's the cycle.
Well, no, he doesn't have a shorthanded goal. The cycle would be the shorthanded goal, right?
Still got 6 minutes. DeSantos with the assist for Baltimore. Blast getting a hat trick from Donatelli and a hat trick from Dantas.
Well, a hat trick with an asterisk for Vinny.
Going back to that Syracuse game, big win tonight for the Knights over Florida. Canardo Forbes had 3 goals late in that game.
There it is. Oh! Mellow back post, and
he defended that.
Yeah, he did. He kicked it the wrong way.
He knocked it out of the goal instead of in. That counts as a save.
There's a good ball, some time and space now. See what Mello can do with this one.
Less than 5 minutes now to play in a 7-5 game. Santos trying to keep it alive.
This is the Blast version of keep away now. They've had the ball for a good 30 seconds.
Manzella. What a try by Santana.
What was he doing? Was he going for the back heel there?
I guess, but it ends up being a turnover.
Interesting little move there. I think you try that up 2. I don't think you try that up 1.
Well, they're up 2.
That's what I'm saying. I think he only did that because it was a 2.
I don't know if Danny Kelly wants him to try that. Maybe up 5.
Yeah.
Foul on the Blast.
4:05, and now if you're Ontario, you've got to at least start mulling over a 6th attacker.
Well, that's not where the foul was. I mean, pretty sure the foul was behind the yellow line, but
they
whatever.
called it on Hoxie.
Dangerous spot. Oh, I think that surprised William a little bit.
Yep. And lurking around was Charlie Gonzalez.
It's a great distribution. That's great hustle.
Thomas.
Thomas.
3:48 left to go in this one. Blast by 2.
So, when do you go sixth attacker? That's a foul. That's at least a foul, yep.
Nobody getting the jersey out for Ontario just yet.
This is a missed opportunity to go sixth attacker right now with the offensive chance, even if you're not going to stick with it.
And, Andrew, this is what I'm talking about. That could have been 2 minutes as well because he was going towards goal and was taken down.
Great save by William. That one hits the post.
I think all those fouls should automatically be 2 minutes. When I step in, look at that.
Nascimento.
Great tackle by Kim there.
Here's Reyes. Target man is Cordero.
I got to say 2:30, I'm thinking, if going sixth attacker.
Cordero. William right there.
Well, the jersey just went on. Now, I can't see who it is over on the bench, but one of the Ontario players has put his sixth attacker jersey on.
Vinny.
Not a bad idea to shoot there. Nice
With
job
his
by
foot?
Melo. Yeah, nice job by Melo to run it down and get the rebound. Now the problem is you got to go chase now. You got to get the ball back.
If you're Vinny Dantas, there's not many places on the field that aren't a great place.
Here's Vinny again. Now they may try to get the sixth attacker on.
Well, they shoot instead. Clock continues to run. And I will see it, I'm sure. No.
Wow. And a three-line
Three-line violation.
Wow. That delays them even more.
All right, with a 2-goal lead now and the restart at the yellow line, do you play the ball back?
Well, if you follow the Paul Mittermeier philosophy, you never do that, no matter
Right.
what the
No, you're right.
situation.
You're right. Or do you just blister one
Look
intentionally?
at Pat Healy with all that room.
Intentionally miss the goal here and bang it off the boards.
The push inside. Here's Cordero.
Now they're going to make the sixth attacker switch on the fly.
Nope.
Oh no, they can.
They
I don't know
tried.
if you can get it. They couldn't get the sixth attacker on. There's 140 left in a 2-goal game and no sixth attacker yet.
See, it's a slippery slope. Because you limited with what you obviously scoring chances abound, but if you can't get possession of the ball, it's easily the clock starts to wind down.
That's a nice ball from Nascimento.
That's okay.
Well, and you go back to that ball, it was going back to the goaltender with about 2:30 left. He could have played it with his hands.
Oh,
Scores!
Ball game.
Roque. 8-5 Blast.
And you really got to give the Blast credit for possessing, forcing Ontario to chase. And here's the finish. Rayleigh plays it back. With too much room for Roque as he blisters it into the back of the net. And with 1:15 left, we have a real shot of the Blast not playing a 1-goal game.
First goal for Lucas tonight, that's number 3. First assist for Rayleigh at his first point of the season. And that is Jeremy's first career assist, period. Time of the goal, 13:45, and the Blast now lead by 3.
I don't know that there's a reason not to go sixth attacker here. I know it's 3 goals, but what do you have to lose with the Blast sixth attacker defense so far this year?
Right, I agree. I don't understand what's going on.
Or at least have them come up. Interesting strategy by a game Ontario team up to this point, but
So the Fury never got to the sixth attacker tonight.
Well, the Blast are thankful for that. Don't have to worry about it.
well, the Blast they stayed at 5 because they didn't have to worry about the sixth
Well,
attacker.
still 25 seconds left.
I'm
Another
glad I
save
didn't
by
jinx it.
William. I thought Williams played great tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go,
better,
15, that'll be it.
You better be rooting for them to not give up a goal, Andrew. You will be hated in the locker room.
Blast back in first place in the East, 3-1.
There
And
it
the
is.
magic number is 5. As in 8-5 the final.
Good all-around effort by the Blast. Well, they came out with a lot of energy to start the game. There was some ebb and flow to it, no question. Ontario got the good fight. But too many mistakes and poor penalty killing for Ontario. The story of this game.
3 for 3, the Blast were on the power play. Blast scored 4 special teams goals tonight. 3 on the power play, 1 on the restart, and that is the difference in the game. Blast win at 8-5, get a pair of hat tricks tonight. 1 from Dantas, 1 from Donatelli, which is going to make our job harder, trying to figure out who's the player of the game. I think we'll leave it up to you, Andrew.
We have our choice in.
And it is?
It's a surprise, Gary. It's a surprise. We're going to go with Tony Donatelli here, player of the game. Scored the special hat trick.
That's a surprise.
Blast now 3-0 at home. They're making the CQ a home field advantage pretty quick. Andrew, go ahead. Or maybe not.
I'm going to wait for a second. Wait for the announcement on the PA. Donatelli got him off to a good start.
Wearing the captain's bars tonight.
All right, Tony, congratulations. Hat trick tonight. You scored a goal in regular play, you scored a goal in a power play, and a shootout goal. What went well for you tonight?
Yeah, I've been concentrating lately on getting my shots on target. I've had plenty of chances this season. I've been missing the net, so I was just concentrating on getting them on target, and luckily tonight they were going in.
Fantastic. First sellout in the history of CQ Arena here tonight. Great crowd so far, but officially a sellout here. What does it mean playing and what it's a home field advantage for you guys?
Oh, it's amazing. I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and the support's been great all season, and it's great to see us sell out, and we'd love to see you guys all out again tomorrow night.
Fantastic. And down in Florida, Syracuse has knocked off the Tropics, so you guys back where you belong in first place. Talk about this division and how tough it's going to be this year for you guys to repeat as division champions.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult. Everybody improved in the off season, and I think we have the toughest division in the league this year, and we know we're going to get everybody's toughest shot, so we got to be prepared every night, and we're the defending champions, so we got to be ready every night. And you know, it's like I said, it's a great league, a great division, so we're ready to. We love being in first place, and it's early in the season, but we want to stay there.
Fantastic, man. Go home, get some sleep, get ready to come back out here tomorrow night and do the same thing to the ambush. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Andrew, thank you. Big game by Tony Donatelli. It's a 3-goal night. He and Dantas with hat tricks apiece. Blast, quick turnaround. They'll host the ambush tomorrow night right here at 6:05. St. Louis getting beaten by Harrisburg tonight. 8-3 is the score. We'll get you updated on that before we get out of here. But overall, though, good play by the Blast. They're really settling into their new digs here as we watch the highlights of the first
I think that's
of the game.
Save of the game there for Vanzella, as he was kind of caught off guard there, was able to make the adjustment and make the play. But yeah, I think, you know, Donatelli's first goal was kind of a theme for the night, a mistake by the Ontario defense. Donatelli cashed in on that, and I think sometimes just a little bit too much of a sloppy play in the midfield for Ontario with turnovers and some breakdowns defensively. You know, in particular, I thought that run by the Blast, Donatelli scored in the shootout to tie it, and then the errant pass that Mello finished, and then the miss hit by the keeper that Mello got to Dantas to make it 4-2 really put Ontario into a chase position for the rest of the game. And they fought hard, but they were never quite able to get back either tied or on top after that.
So Ontario now falling to 2-3 in the Pacific Division. If Harrisburg holds up and beats St. Louis, they'll be tied with the Blast for first.
Yeah, you know what, Gary? I think you're seeing the telltale signs in this arena as we learn. Mistakes will kill you. The more you can limit your errors and mistakes on your defensive end, the better chance you have to win games. And I think that's kind of where we've been for the first 3 games. The team that has done the most or has done the better work in their own end has come out and been victorious. And that's where it's going to be, because there's just so much that changes so quickly in this game, in this arena, that every mistake you make, you pay for. And it seems like you pay for in spades.
And that was certainly true tonight. The Blast taking advantage of a couple of bad miscues by Ontario early on in their own end for a couple of goals. They win at 8-5. Ontario outshoots the Blast tonight 35-26. A lot of that happened in the fourth quarter. Harrisburg's going to beat St. Louis, so the Blast and Harrisburg will be tied for first. St. Louis comes here tomorrow night. St. Louis 0-5 will be the only team in the conference without a win, so a good chance for the Blast to go 4-1. Meanwhile, according to the schedule, Ontario, playing here tonight, will go up to Harrisburg tomorrow night. So they'll take on the Heat. So it's a short trip for them, but nevertheless, they'll be on the road again. Final thoughts here as we conclude an 8-5 win for the Blast.
It's just a good win for the Blast. Coming off the loss down in Florida, fell out of first place. They know they have 5 of the first 6 at home. They know if they take care of business at home, they're going to have a great start to the season and be 5-1. So 3 down and 2 to go at home, including that big matchup on the December 10th against Florida. They come out of that 5-1. They're in good shape going on to a tough 4-game stretch on the road to end the calendar year in 2017.
Yeah, it is It's back-to-back on 2 weekends at Florida, at Harrisburg, and then it's at Kansas City, at Cedar Rapids on the 30th and the 31st of December. That'll do it from the CQ Arena. A sold-out house tonight. Watching the Blast 3,800-plus defeat Ontario 8-5 is the final. For Andrew Primrose, for Paul Mittermeier, and the rest of our production crew, I'm Gary Stein. Thanking you so much. Tomorrow night right here on YouTube, MASL TV, it's the Blast and the St. Louis Ambush. Game time will be 6:05 from the CQ Arena. Until then, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night in Baltimore.